Hello everyone, I'm Xiangyan from Nanjing Medical University in China. It is a great honor to attend this online seminar, and I feel sorry because we couldn't go to Russia in person this year, though I really want to see your country. So let me move on to the main point. The topic I chose is the language of medicine in media. Is the voice of healthcare professionals loud enough? I would like to confirm that first, the loud voice I understand here is based on the broad masses, not just the medical community. As you can see, I replaced the media with the song of politics. What I mean is, I regard healthcare professionals getting a strong discourse power from media. It's just like confronting the politics. Considering political world covers a large range of individuals, which is much larger than medical community. Naturally, my point is not so enough. During this special period of COVID-19, things happened in this period brought inspirations to my topic. Not long ago, Trump corrected coronavirus with Chinese virus arbitrarily on his speech and several presses. I said correct just because he thought that is a correction. What impresses me is certainly not his way of shifting responsibility. Please look at the expression of Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He stood behind him at several conferences. Funny, isn't it? I can't jump in front of the microphone and push him down, said Dr. Fauci, who later be interviewed with deep resignation. It's just the tip of iceberg happened recently that supports my view. I just take it for example conveniently. So let's turn back at why I called media the song of politics. I googled the meaning of media. The entry reads, media refers to the medium that transmits information. It refers to the means, channels, carriers, intermediaries, or technical means used by people to transmit and obtain information. In this modern society, the information given by public media was received by the vast masses who live in a country united by a political system, which determines that the majority of the masses do receive information from the political system. After all, this is an environment that every of us lives. Maybe you'll say people's media are always flooded with some stars in the biz, but not all the people live in their world, right? The media of politics is the media of the masses. Politics media is a media that almost everyone can receive. So that's why I say media is the song of politics. With this in mind, let's focus on the medical stuff. I don't think anyone would deny that it is difficult for a healthcare professional to grow up. With reciting books endlessly and viral scientific researches, most medical students grew in a rather pure environment. It is even one of the reasons why when it comes to dates in China, medical and nursing staff are always popular than other people. I suppose few medical students will systematically learn how to display themselves in front of the cameras to maximize their influence, right? This kind of thing is mostly related to political persons. Throughout history, media is ultimately the tool of politics, and other industries are more or less influenced by political media. Let me show you an example to explain this. We all know ancient China had many dynasties. Maybe you've heard of Tang Dynasty, which is the most fantastic dynasty in the Chinese history, I can say. Unfortunately, the example I'm going to give is an emperor who ended the Tang Dynasty. We call him Li Houzhu. If you know something about the Chinese monarchs, you may have heard of him. He is a political loser, but a literary genius. His special experience gave him a profound literary thought, and he even had a significant impact on the literature of later dynasties. However, until Wang Guowei, a great Chinese scholar, gave him the right name in literary history, he had lived in the shadow of political loser for hundreds of years. Although the Asian media lagged much behind today, news can only be conveyed by people's mouths, or ministers rode horses to make announcements in the city. These are nearly all the forms of media at that time. So, what about even such a simple medium? It also makes the history of literature always influenced by the political history. How can the medical industry be different from this? How can medical staff think that the discourse power in media is enough? Let alone our era with more and more developed media. But, on the contrary, is there still any possibility about that? Considering special circumstances always show up, I do not intend to deny this possibility. In coronavirus disease 2019, Dr. Zhong Nanshan has a strong influence using his words released by media. At the dining table, I often hear words like Zhong Nanshan said so, or things like these. It seems like healthcare professionals do already have a loud voice in media. But we should know, first, medical workers who can be equal to Dr. Zhong Nanshan are extremely scarce, and the vast majority of them are just slightly fighting against the disease on the front line. Second, to be honest, without the disease, we don't often hear Dr. Zhong's voice like this. The discourse power of medical staff is limited, which is also needed by politics in special periods. Trump later changed his words, saying he would no longer speak Chinese virus. Was it Fauci who slapped him in the face through media and changed his words in the media? No. It's still politics pressure brought by Dr. Ford's interview. In addition, let's take a look at a non-political figure who theoretically have a big voice in media. Please don't be surprised. I think we all know him more or less. I'm sorry it is quite ridiculous, but he is the most suitable person I can think of. Maybe it's because I don't have a large range of knowledge. Let's not talk about that first. So, why can't he have a loud enough voice in the media? First of all, his technology is a kind of industry monopoly. His technology is not publicly acquired. He even didn't put the data in his own company's database. And such technology is highly lethal. In my opinion, the last card of all kinds of groups is force. So, although it's an individual business, he has strong force and his technology is monopolistic. His strength and personality of justice created a kind of individual government, which was welcomed by the people, which possesses the irreversible discourse power for traditional politics in the media. And what about our medicine? Medical science is devoted to saving lives, and injuries, alleviating pain, and fighting against illness. There's no need to fight with politics. How can we have loud enough voice in the media? Why does so-called loud enough voice needed by us? We don't need that. Though industries can't be totally separated, every industry still has its own expertise. Media is the tool of politicians, which they are good at. And medical workers have scalpels and microscopes. After all, not all the political celebrities are good at cutting meat, right? Who has the same opinion on this topic as me may talk about how we can raise the voice of healthcare professionals in the media. But I will not. As I said earlier, every industry has its own expertise. The media just fits in with the nature of politics and is chosen by politics as its tool. It is just politics has a special feature that it is the environment in which each of us lives. So the media plays a relatively greater role than other virus tools. Our medical personnel pays more attention to curing the patients and being active in scientific research. If we can make some essential impact with the help of the media when necessary, it is enough. Of course, the best thing I hope is political establishment keeps a clear mind and let other industries make full use of media when necessary. For the medical community, Dr. Zhong Nanshan's voice in China is just enough, as I think. In terms of our medical students, we still need to work hard to learn medical knowledge and try to make our voice loud enough in the medical community. Last but not least, I sincerely hope our world can overcome the disease as soon as possible. Thanks for your listening.